because of COVID, I couldn't come to my accommodation, which is far from home, and that meant that I had to stay at home, which was actually difficult because when I'm at home, my expression as a queer person is limited. At home, they still, as much as my family knows that I'm gay, they still expect me to present myself as a boy. So I shouldn't wear makeup, I shouldn't wear dresses or do anything that probably I would do if I'm at res and away from home. So probably from their side, it's a safety thing. They are thinking that, okay, don't express yourself because you're at home. And yeah, it's probably a safety concern, but for me, it actually limits me and I have to actually perform and be someone who I'm actually not. Whereas when I'm at res, I can be whoever I want to be, whether I want to be a boy or like I present myself or express myself anyhow. Yeah. The way lockdown has affected me, it meant that I couldn't see people who are in my community because I think as a queer person, the only way we feel safe, we feel alive, and we feel like we belong is when we are around people who are like us. So lockdown meant that we can't go to certain events that are hosted by queer people. We can't go to clubs and party with queer people. So that was actually difficult for me.
I'm Tshepiso. I'm the program coordinator of the VITS Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity Advocacy Programs housed in the VITS Transformation and Employment Equity Office. I also work as a Senior Administrative Assistant of the VITS Disability Rights Unit. COVID-19 has been particularly brutal to our student community, and quite early on we started realizing that the students that were in home situations were really struggling, particularly those who are queer or LGBTIQ+, depending on which term you choose to refer to them. So the key issues that were reported to service providers at VITS included incidents of people who are homeless after coming out to their family and being thrown out of their home, sometimes to the degree of being told that they couldn't take their clothes with because they no longer belonged to that person. Under COVID-19, we did the reverse because all the people who contacted us, either via the Dean of Students office or via myself, and said to us, look, I'm in crisis, these things are happening at home. We were able to then adapt to continue doing safe zones of VITS trainings online so we continue to grow the ally database while simultaneously starting a whole bunch of new projects that were in response to COVID-19.
So as queer people growing up, we are forced to actually be in the closet because immediately society rejects you, even before you yourself know who you actually are. So we spend most of our 20s, like when we're at varsity, trying to figure out who we are and like expressing ourselves. So I think that is very important because considering the fact that our childhood, we spend most of our childhood trying to like performing so that we can please society, because that was my experience. I was actually identifying as heterosexual for most of the time until I got to university, and then I finally got the chance to be who I am and express myself. And I think that is very important for me because I get to actually be who I am